him naked and whips him and then claws him to death. Next thing, Jesse sees he's got the glove on and screams like a little girl. Why, hello there YouTube and welcome back to 31. So, we are on day 10 now and we are reviewing A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. So, this is the sequel to Wes Craven's 1984, A Nightmare on Elm Street, written by David Cheskin and directed by Jack Shoulder, and starring Mark Patton, Kim Myers, Robert Rusche, Gul or whatever, Hope Lang, and of course Robert Englund as Fredy Kruger. So this, I think, is more of a standalone sequel to the Nightmare films. You know, this is a completely different story. Nancy Thompson's not in this. We follow, a male protagonist in this, Jesse Walsh, and he also has his love interest, Lisa Weber, played by Kim Myers, and of course, Nancy doesn't live in the house anymore. It's now Jesse and his family. Jesse has these nightmares of Freddy, and little does he know that he's actually being possessed by Freddy, and Freddy's controlling him. And Freddy is just out on the rampage again. So when this first came out, I don't think it was a success, but in later years has enjoyed success as a cult following, a cult classic. So yeah, Wes Craven, as I said already, had no intention to franchise the film, had no plans for a sequel, so he had no involvement in this one. He made this one. He didn't make this one. So Jesse then has to face his inner demon that is Fredy Kruger and stop him from taking over his body and dreams. So let's get on to my likes and dislikes about this one. First of all, the likes. First of all, I like Robert Englund in this. He is just brilliant as Freddy. Again, this was when the franchise was still in its early days, so no wacky slapstick Freddy in this. He's just, hilarious, and, but he's not hilarious in this. He's straight up serious and sinister and evil and bad. I kind of did like the story to this. This is a completely different story to the first film, and I don't know why it's called Freddy's Revenge. Who's he getting revenge on? Because Nancy's not in it. We also had, this was probably, this had the final guy in it instead of the final girl. Jesse was the final guy. We also had a final girl, his girlfriend Lisa, played by, what's her name now? Kim Myers. And, and Mark Patton as Jesse. Other likes, I like that there was a little bit of comic relief in this. There were some moments which I do think are funny. Probably not funny at the time, but I do think are funny. Especially when Jesse wakes up in the morning with a cold sweat. He wakes up with a cold sweat and screams like a little girl. And I think the screaming's hilarious. Not to mention how delayed it is. He wakes up in a cold sweat, then it cuts to his family downstairs having breakfast, then we just hear him screaming, going, "Ah!" I thought that was funny. Another bit I found a bit weird, but somewhat homoerotic and a bit brutal, was the shower scene, where the gym teacher is a bit of a dick, a bit of a bully, and whilst Jesse is in the shower, Freddy drags the gym teacher into the shower, ties him up, strips him naked and whips him, and then claws him to death. Next thing, Jesse sees he's got the glove on and screams like a little girl. This has gone down as one of the gayest horror films of all time. This is like a pretty gay film. I can see why, but I don't think it was planning to be. In fact, that's probably the only gayest thing I can think of with the shower scene. That's it. I can't think about else. Also, Robert Englund plays the bus driver in this, but it all turns out to be a nightmare sequence. I did enjoy this one, though. It was creepy and unsettling and dark, and Freddy was just insane as he always is, but not wacky yet. This was still in the early days of the series. My dislikes, I guess I didn't like how blinded his parents were in this. How his parents going, "Oh, there is no bogeyman," oh, that. But yeah, there were a few unlikable characters, but I think they were meant to be unlikable due to their comeuppance and how they die. So is this worth the watch? I would say yes, it is worth the watch, especially if you're a die-hard Freddy fan. Is it the best one? Probably not, but it's the first sequel. Of course, it must have had some kind of, approval from Wes Craven, because he came back and produced the third film. So, our final thoughts and ratings: A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. It's a good one, has some humorous moments in there, but not too wacky just yet. Very dark, very brutal, some good kills in there, including one where Freddy bursts out of Jesse's chest because he's taking over his body. So yeah, with all that being said, I'm going to give A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge, I'm going to give it, I think I'll give this 3. 3 bladed gloves out of 5 for this one. So 3 bladed gloves for A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. So that has been my review that has been 31, day 10, the 3 slashers, and my review on A Nightmare on Elm Street 2. So join me tomorrow where I'll be reviewing, oh yes, Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives, my favourite in the franchise of Friday the 13th. So I'll see you then. So yeah, have you seen Nightmare on Elm Street 2? Let me know down in the comments below. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to share with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, please, if you haven't already, and to hit that notification bell. All my social media links are down below in the description. You can watch all the 31 so far, you know, on my channel. So yeah, until next time, well, till tomorrow, don't have nightmares.